Shalom Chaverim and Bruchim Abayim to Pninei HaTorah, the Pearls of the Torah, a program that is designed to help you make sense of Moses as he points the way to the Mashiach. Every week we connect together, if it's via YouTube or via our mobile app or whatever other venue we make available to you, to study together Moshe Rabbeinu as we seek to learn more about the things to come. You see, Moses is the greatest prophet Israel have ever had, and therefore the Torah is a book of prophecy. Therefore we can learn much about the end times, about our work with God, and about the Jewish Mashiach, just simply by studying Moses. And we are right now in the middle of the book of Vayikra. Last week we were in Parashat Tzav, and where we read about what's known as the Emet principle, and this week we are in Parashat Shmini. I view Parashat Shmini, and it's important that you view Parashat Shmini kind of as a continuum that will lead you all the way to Parashat Achrei Mot, which is of course Yom Kippurim. Those parashot, all the way from Shmini, or actually all the way from Tzav, all the way to Achrei Mot, they are kind of lumped together in a term of a context. And as I explained to you, the heart of the entire book of Vayikra found in Parashat Tzav, in Parashat Shmini, and in Parashat Achrei Mot. After all, it's dealing with the atonement, Yom Kippurim. Chazal teaches us that the atonement that was made in Yom Kippurim has to do with the sin of the tablets. Interestingly enough, there is a connection with this, and today I want to show you something absolutely incredible and a wonderful pearl from this Torah portion. Turn with me, if you have your Bible, to the book of Vayikra, chapter 9, and let's look there together. It reads the following in Vayikra 9, and it says, Vayehi bayom hashmini, and it came to pass on the 8 days that Moshe called Aaron and his son and the elders of Israel. And he said to Aaron, take thee a bull calf or for a sin offering, and a ram of burnt offering without blemish, and offer them before the Lord. And unto the children of Israel thou shalt speak, saying, take ye a he-goat for sin offering, and a calf and a lamb for a burnt offering. So this is kind of the first 3 verses. The first thing I want you to pay attention, it appears that there are 2 entities that are involved here. Entity number 1 that had to make a sacrifice is Aaron, and entity number 2 is Bnei Israel. And I want you to notice the order behind this. First Aaron, and then Bnei Israel, or the children of Israel. The catch is not necessarily the sacrifices, but the result of those sacrifices. And I want you to note something very important in verse 6 in chapter 9, and it says there, Vayomer Moshe, and Moses said, this is the word Asher Tziva Adonai Katsu. This is the word of God. You see, anybody want to say today, well, I observe Torah. Well, you're not observing Torah, because there are the Val that God commanded, and he said you will do that. And here it is, Vayera Elechem, and it appeals to you, Kavod Adonai. In essence, this is important, that the glory, there is a cause and effect here. You will do those things so that the Kavod will appeal to you. The point here of even the Torah, people need to understand it, is not, we don't practice Torah for the sake of practice Torah. We're practicing Torah is so that the glory of the Lord, at least a spark of the glory of the Lord. And remember, the word kavod comes from the Hebrew word kaved. It's the weightiness, it's the evidence, so that it will appear to us. So God reveal himself to us. So you must ask yourself a question, as quote unquote so many people like to use the term Torah observant. Ask yourself the question, does the glory of God appears to you? If the answer is no, then guess what? Anything we do is in essence is the work of the flesh. It's not the work of the Ruach, because there is no glory in it. There's no kavod in this. And it's not your own kavod. It's the kavod of Adonai. So chapter 9 is really important in the beginning of Parashat Shmini, because he set here, Moses set a precedence here, okay? Not just for the sacrifices, but he set a precedence for the glory of God to appear. Now, in order for the glory of God to appear, because everybody, there's a song I remember that people sing, says, so show me your glory, show me your glory. When we want the glory of God to appear, we must understand that there is a process involved with the glory of God to be appearing here, okay? And Aaron, who is a high priest, has to come before Israel, in essence, and before God, to bring Israel closer to Hashem. So there is a process, and the rabbis connected chapter 9, the first 6 verses, to actually Vayikra 16 Parashat Achrei Mot, to tell us, okay, what does this exact process look like if one wants the glory of God to appear? Turn with me for a moment, leave your hand on Vayikra chapter 9, and go with me for a second to Vayikra, Achrei Vayikra chapter 16, and right there the rabbis connected the dot, and he said, here is the process. And it says in Vayikra 16 verse 17, and it said, and there shall be no man, v'kol adam, there will be no man in the tent of meeting where he goes in to make atonement in the holy place, okay, until he come out and have make atonement. In here is go. I want you to notice it's in 3 different colors on your screen. Ba'ado, who is Ba'ado? Ba'ado, the word Ba'ad appeared 3 times in the text. Ba'ado means in the merit of for him. So first Aaron has to make atonement for himself. Then Aaron have to make, it says Ba'ado, Ba'ad Beito, for his household, and then, and only then, Aaron could make atonement for Kol Israel. And this is very, very important, friends. One can say today, I can make atonement for myself. That is not Torah. Please understand. Anybody who wants to observe Torah today need to understand that a Kohen has to make atonement in his behalf before he can make the atonement. Yeah, you and I need to make atonement, but somebody has to go before you. That is the premise of the Torah. And anybody has to ask himself today the question, who goes in front of you? Who is the one who is going in front of you, okay? And not only that's enough, before Aaron, even if Aaron was perfect, Aaron have to make sure his household is perfect before he can represent the Jewish people in front of God. And a matter of fact, there's a connection to that, so kind of bring it together from Parashat Shmini. Aaron has to make sure that his house, that he is in order, and then you have to make sure his household is in order, and then you have to make sure that the children of Israel in order. It's a process, okay, of a mediation between Hashem and his people. And as a matter of fact, Yomah, Tractate Yomah, which deal quite a bit with Yom Kippurim, explain and give us a great explanation of this verse in Leviticus 16:17 in connection to Parashat Shmini. And it says, let's look at this quickly, this tractate in Yoma 44a. It says in Hebrew, and I will translate it to you, U'kiper ba'ado, u'ba'ad beito, u'ba'ad kol kal Israel. And he atoned for himself and for his household and for all of Israel. And here's something absolutely amazing. Kaparato, damn it, it precedes lekaparat beito. In essence, he cannot atone for anybody if he is not perfect. He has to be without blemish before he can go to God, even for his family. Kaparat beito, the kapara of his household, kodemet lekaparav achiv hakohanim. The kapara of his household is taking precedence over any other kapara of any other Kohen. And the kapara of his brothers is all the other Kohanim is proceeding to the kapara of all of Israel. So not only the household, the entire Kohanim, all the Kohanim have to be in order. If they are not in order, if the entire Kohanim were not in order, all of Israel would not have received atonement from God. You're talking about a one-man job right here. If Aaron decides that he's not going to be a team player, then guess what? Then all of Israel would not have received salvation. And Israel can receive salvation only through the Kohen HaGadol. That is the entire point of this portion, and that's why Yomai explained it to us so clearly how perfect Aaron has to be in order to even approach God. And if he could not have done what he needed to do, then Israel would have had a lot of trouble. One of the oldest midrashim on the book of Leviticus is known by the name the Midrash Sifra. It's come from the Aramaic. The word Sifra in Aramaic is come from the Hebrew word Sefer. It's also known by the name Torah al-Kohanim, the law of the Kohanim. Okay, it's the oldest halachic commentary that we are aware of, one of the oldest halachic commentary on the entire book of Leviticus, Midrash Sifra. And the key word here is the word halachic. It's quoted numerous times in Talmud Bavli and Talmud Yerushalmi, but that particular midrash is called halachic midrash, which means it has a ruling, it has actually weight in Jewish ruling, in Jewish law. It's not just a storytelling in essence. And Midrash Sifra on Parashat Shminit tell us something very, very important as related, and I just kind of going to paraphrase it to you, a couple of verses on the word when it says in the beginning, if you want to go back to Vayikra chapter 9, when it says to Aaron, when it says, take the bull calf for sin offering. By the way, why Aaron have to bring sin offering? That is something we're going to deal with in just one moment. I want you to think about this for a second. But here is what the Midrash Sifra says, and I will reread it, kind of just a paraphrasing of this, and it says the following. And it says unto Aaron, take a bull calf for a sin offering. What is the meaning? It is stated, this is absolutely amazing, friend. It is stated that Moses told Aaron, my brother, so that we may receive atonement for your sin, you must be put into the, look at this term, to the Mount of Hasatan. Go ahead and send a gift before you. In essence, some more way of metaphorical way, had to go to Satan. He had to go to the mouth of the Pivshel Satan. He had to go to hell, okay, in order for Israel to receive atonement. There's a co-mutual relationship between Aaron's sin and Israel's sin. If Aaron's sin, all the sins of Aaron is upon of Israel. And if Israel's sin, all the sins of Israel is upon Aaron, vice versa. That's kind of what the Torah is telling us. The amazing things here in the Midrash, it's explained that in essence he had to go to put into hell, Lepiv Shel Satan, that's the term. So instead of that, he sent this sacrifice, this bull calf for sin offering, went to hell in the behalf of Aaron, so that the children of Israel will receive atonement. That is absolutely amazing. Somebody had to go in essence to hell in order for the children of Israel to be able to walk into the kingdom. That is absolutely incredible. And as a matter of fact, in Vayikra chapter 9, verse 7, so we read verse 6 about the glory. It's all about the glory of God. And in order for the glory of God to appear, we have to have what's called a sinless conditions. Why? Because God is a God of light. God is a God of wholeness. God is a God of perfection. Somebody said to me, wrote me the other day, oh, God will judge my heart. I don't need Mashiach. I said, oh, really? Are you perfect? Are you blameless? Are you willing to take this risk? Because my Bible says in Numbers it says in Numbers 8, it says that God is not, Numbers 23, excuse me, that God is not a man that he should lie. What? So you can come to God in your spiritual condition? I don't think so. At least not if you follow the Torah of Moshe. Okay? Look with me in verse 7 in this incredible chapter in Vayikra. Karev el hamizbeach, come near to the altar and offer thy sin offering and thy burnt offering, and make atonement for yourself and for the people, and present an offering for the people, and make a full atonement for them, as the Lord commanded. You see, there is something very, very interesting about this. Okay, now couple of things we have to touch base on. First of all, he says in the Torah here, Karev el hamizbeach. Moshe tell Aaron, come close to the altar. What? Aaron didn't know that he needed to come to the altar? Why did he tell him that? Here's the interesting thing. The rabbis explain that Moshe commanded Aaron to come to the altar because Aaron was scared. The Midrash explained that Satan appeared to him every time he looked at the altar. He appeared to him, okay, and he appeared to him like a golden calf. So when he looked at the altar, he felt that he is no longer qualified to do those things. He see actually a picture, according to the Midrash, as we'll look in a minute, he see an image of a bull. Well, guess what? If you take a calf, the calf is going to become a bull. So he didn't see it as just a tiny little calf, the altar. He see it as a bull. And the bull, he's seen his mind, he's seen that he has done that caused to the destruction of the tablets. That's what he sees. So he is feeling, please understand, Aaron is feeling inadequate at this point to perform the priestly functions that he called to do. But here you see an amazing prophetic picture. You see, because Aaron has been rejected, and when Moshe is telling him, Karev el hamizbeach, he has been accepted again. There is a picture. Remember, Aaron is the one who is called Kohen Mashiach. He's a picture of the Mashiach. So look at this picture. He has been accepted by God. He's been chosen by God. He has been rejected by God, and because the sin of the golden calf. And then at the end of the conclusion of Vayikra 9:7 here, he has been accepted again by God. Isn't that exactly the picture of Mashiach Tzidkenu? He's been chosen by his heavenly Father for a specific task. He has been rejected for a short season. He has been rejected. He has been for a short season, and then he received the final affirmation again of being accepted. Ladies and gentlemen, chaverim, achim ve'achayot, if I have never seen a better picture of what Mashiach Tzidkenu will look like. This is the entire gospel right here in verse 7. Karev el hamizbeach, come on in. Come on in. You now accepted again. Mashiach Tzidkenu is rejected still today by Israel, but he will be accepted again. That is absolutely an incredible picture of the thing to that. It says this commentary. It says this: had not Moses just presented to him the entire order of sacrifices? He asked the question. He said to dispel this from his heart, to tell him that the Lord that says, take Aaron and his sons, make sure, here's what the commentator said, to appraising Aaron, that he know that he has been re-accepted. Aaron has been rejected and he has been now re-accepted. Now there's another thing interesting. Look at me with me again, Vayikra chapter 9. It says there also, not only that he's going to be accepted, but it says there, then it says, once you accepted, here's what you're going to do. Make an atonement. Fasa et akorban ha'am. Make the atonement v'kiper ba'adam for the people. Look at what Kli Yakar actually said about it. Kli Yakar is one of the most important 17th century commentaries on the 5 books of Moses. And it says in Kli Yakar something absolutely, I find it to be absolutely incredible. It says this, on the words, and make atonement for thyself and for the people. The atonement of Aaron is doubled. Firstly, for his sin. Secondly, for bringing the people to sin, as it states in Exodus 32:21. And Moshe says to Aaron, what did the people unto thee? And thou hast brought great sin upon them. However, during the atonement of the people, it did not state if he atoned for the people, since the people are dependent upon him. He is not dependent upon the people. The atonement of Aaron is in essence the atonement of the people. This is amazing, friends. That is the entire gospel. As long as the leader of Israel did a tikkun, repair, all the people are restored from sin. When the leaders sin, it is the people's fault. His atonement is the people atonement. This is very important. In essence, what he is saying here is that Aaron, as Kohen Mashiach, as a picture of Mashiach, is taking upon himself, there is a co-mutual relationship and dependency between the people's sin and Aaron's sin, okay? But they are dependent upon the Mashiach much more than the Mashiach depended upon them. He has taken upon himself the sin of the people. I urge you today, especially all of you running around today and asking the question, are you Torah follower? Are you following the Torah? I want to ask you today, who is taking your sin upon himself? Who is your Mashiach? Don't tell me, oh, I can come to God directly. Nonsense. The Torah says that you need somebody who takes his atonement. He make atonement for your behalf. And a matter of fact, I love the way Kli Yakar conclude that. He said, one who caused many to sin, the sins of others are upon him. So in another thing he's saying here, that in essence, this is incredible. I want you to understand. Ki ko amachti et harabim, Kli Yakar omer, Aaron made the golden calf. When he made the golden calf, although the people were part of this, Aaron is the one that was there doing all the work. His sin of the people is falling upon Aaron. Okay, it is incredible to think about this, but Aaron is the one that is mostly responsible for the sin of the 3,000 people who were worshiping and dancing around the golden calf. There is one school of thought. There is another school of thought that is given to us by Orach Chaim. And here is what Orach Chaim says, and I'll just quote to you one verse. It says, Re'eh perush Orach Chaim. Here's the commentary of Orach Chaim. Orach Chaim says something different. He said, this verse actually emphasized the mutual kapara between Aaron and the people, okay? In essence, he says something, he's saying something much more favorable toward Aaron. He says, Aaron's sin and the people's sin, and they are kind of equal, okay? I would call them equal weight. But Kli Yakar said, no, this is not kochot shkulim, this is not equal weight. The majority of the responsibility is going upon Aaron, who is the leader. Because only when Aaron is received tikkun, the children of Israel receive tikkun. And said, Bnei Israel yecholim litalot be'Aaron. The children of Israel can basically receive merit through Aaron. And why? Because Aaron is the picture of Mashiach. But Aaron cannot be taking dependency upon them. In essence, if the people make atonement, it doesn't mean that Aaron receive atonement, because his kapara, their kapara cannot atone for his kapara. And think about this. They could not do a kapara before Aaron has done his own kapara, and it makes perfect sense, okay? And I love this because Kli Yakar, I believe, is right on the money. And that's why Kli Yakar conclude with this expression that I love. It's especially funny, the Talmud. Ein matzav, there is no way, שהרב, the rabbi, יהיה בגן עדן. Just listen to that, this is amazing. That the rabbi will be in Gan Eden, והתלמיד, the disciple, will be in hell. Why? Because the rabbi is taking the responsibility of the Talmud. Do you understand what he's saying? If Yeshua today is your rabbi, he is taking his responsibility for everything that you have done. This is Judaism 101. The Talmidim cannot be in hell. True Talmidim, I'm talking about true disciple. If the Rabbi is in heaven, and I tell you today, Yeshua today is still making atonement over Israel today. And those who call Yeshua their Rabbi are not in hell. They are assured a place in the words to come. That is incredible. That is revolutionary. I love the way Midrash Sifra concluded this. And Moses said to Aaron to draw near to the altar. Why was this command necessary? We talked about this already. This is the oldest Midrash. It said, of sacrifices? We must say then that Moses saw Aaron hesitating, apparently feeling that the servant would be rejected. To dispel it from his heart, he told him that the Lord has said to him, take Aaron and his son with him. Those are praising Aaron because Aaron has been accepted again. And through Aaron acceptance, beloved, Aaron acceptance, all of Israel has received an atonement. He has been accepted, then he's been rejected, and then he's been accepted again. God help us today. We as Jews rejected the only high priest over all of Israel, Kohen, King, Mashiach. Look at Psalm 110. He's called Ata Kohen La'olam. He is a Kohen for eternity. If you have called upon this name today, you can be assured, and I like the word assurity, that through his atonement, you can come in. But if you don't, and you make your own sacrifice to the God, and it can be good sacrifices. It can be mitzvot, it can be milut chasadim, it can be Torah, it can be helping the poor and it can be all of those things. You see, the problem is those things are all fine and good, but they are out of order. First, the Kohen Gadol have to be the one that you look upon, and then you make it your own mitzvot, which are also equally important. I hope that this lesson touched your heart just like it touched my heart. And remember this expression in Hebrew, אין מצב שהרב יהיה בגן עדן והתלמיד בגיהינום. There is no way that the rabbi will be in heaven and his disciple will be in hell. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. God bless you. להתראות ושבוע טוב.